Hi guys, here I am in the middle massage room at our beautiful Feel Good clinic, and I'm going to use this space right now to show you a 20-minute routine that's got some self-massage in using the principles of Do, which is a Chinese form of self-massage, opening up the meridian lines of the body, particularly working on the lung and large intestine meridians, and opening up the chest. And also using some Japanese yoga practice as well to help us loosen off, open up the energy lines and soften the muscles. And also then to do some Qi Gong at the end, which I've got a beautiful practice called Eagle Folds His Wings, which is fantastic for opening up and loosening off the shoulders and the neck. So it should take 20 minutes. It's going to be the beginning of my Take 20 to Feel Good program that I'm going to be sharing with us, sharing through the internet. So let us begin. We're going to start off with a Hogshi hip release. So sitting on our bottoms, we're going to bring ourselves all the way over to one bottom cheek and just opening up the exercise program by circling any direction around on that bottom cheek. So try a few different ways of working that muscle. It can be a bit sore, particularly if you're on a hard floor, so a bit easier on a carpet, or if your yoga mat's a bit thicker than this one. And then we're going to bring this arm over now to get a bit further onto the top of that leg bone, the femur. So this is really helping build up strength in the hip joint by bringing blood flow to the top of the bone of that femur. So either up and down or circling, really doesn't matter, whatever feels right, feels good. Drop down onto the elbow now on this side. So now we're getting a bit higher up onto the hip. And again, just keep circling. Make sure the shoulders and the face muscles are nice and soft as we're doing this. And now we're just going to bring it all the way over onto both elbows, so balanced over the sacral plate and just going up and down on this one. Bringing some warmth to the lower back, the lower burner it's called in Japanese yoga. And then we're going to bring it over to the other side now. So keeping it on this back elbow, we're going to just bring it all the way over so that we're still up on that top part of the hip. I'll spin around so I'm facing you, but you keep going as you are. And then coming up off the elbow onto the hand. So these are exercises, Hogshi releases from my Japanese yoga teacher, Ishii Sensei, over in Tokyo. And then bringing that back hand all the way around now. So we're back where we started, but on the opposite bottom cheek now. So loosening off these big postural muscles and power muscles in the body. Can hold a lot of tension and a lot of stagnation of energy if we're doing a lot of sitting as well. And release. Now we're going to stay in this position where we're over on one side. We're going to keep this hand back. We're not putting any extra weight on it. The weight's still staying on the hip. We're going to circle, going out in a clockwise direction. So we're circling, opening the shoulder gates now. So big energy portals here, opening up the energy lines through the front of the chest. That's it. Keep circling. Can go nice and slow if we need to. Or you can build some speed up, depending on how you feel in that shoulder joint. And remember, no Not too much weight on the hands, the weight's still here on the hip. And then coming up to sitting, we're going to make like a little tabletop with this knee. And then I can pop my elbow on there. And then what we call the dragon's mouth. We're going to squeeze and release over the top of the shoulder. So I'm kind of picking up the skin and releasing all the way over the top. And there's no particular way, you can just work your way from the neck back to the tip of the arm and then back again. Shake that hand out of it and then bringing the thumb into the armpit with the fingers over to the back and squeeze and release. Now this area again can get quite stagnant, particularly if we're sitting at a desk or driving even. So open up this area and release. I'm going to do the other side, but you can stay where you are, but I'm going to spin around to show you this one on this side. So again, bringing the weight onto the hip, not too much weight on the back hand, and circle round. So another one of the technique I learned from my Japanese teachers over in Tokyo. And release, making that tabletop, and squeeze and release. Feels too good, just want to keep going here, but we'll move on to keeping with our 20 minutes. So thumb into the armpit. So big lymphatic areas around here. Through the front of the chest, so good to get that energy moving here, clearing any tightness, any areas where the energy gets stuck. And release. We're going to come to a seated position now. So you can either sit cross-legged or you can sit with your legs out long, whichever feels comfortable. You might even want to grab a towel or a cushion and just pop that under your bottom just to help you sit up nice and tall. I'm going to cross my legs, but like I say, you don't have to. What we want to make sure is that we're nice and lifted through the centre of the body so we can feel grounded into the earth. Shoulders nice and relaxed. Visualise ourselves being pulled up to the sky so we can get length in the spine, and then everything can just relax. Using the core muscles to keep nice and tight. And I'm going to show you a beautiful Zen practice that offers us an opportunity to connect with our spirit and also that of the world around us with deep love and respect. Connecting energetically. So it's a practice called Gassho, a gesture should I say. It's a gesture, a Japanese gesture. So we see ourselves as one hand and we see the world around us as the other hand. And when we bring them together in the gesture of palms together, we see the uniting energetic forces of ourselves and that of the rest of life. And they come together with love and respect. So sitting up nice and tall, let's take a nice big breath in and then visualising ourselves with one hand, the rest of the world in the other, and we bring those palms together to press firmly together. Elbows lift up and we're away from the chest. Just taking this moment to tap into our own personal spirit with that love and respect for self, filling our cup with love and respect. Feeling that pure universal love flowing through us. And feeling that cup flowing, overflowing, and flowing out to the rest of life. With deep love, respect, and unity. And a little bow of respect for ourselves and all of the life force. And then let's take a nice big breath in, bringing the hands all the way up to the top. And on the out breath, we're going to twist it over to the right. So right hand just dropping down to the floor beside us, left hand on top of the thigh. Taking a little twist to look over the shoulder, make sure the jaw's nice and relaxed. And use the eye muscles to look all the way around the corner. Nice big breath in. And out, drop the shoulders, but still zipping up nice and tall from the midline. And then just coming to look over that right knee here. And we're going to drop the right ear to the right shoulder. Open up the front channels here. And then letting the left ear drop down to the left shoulder. And walking that right hand away. So I'm sort of walking those fingers away. Release the jaw, keep zipping up through the front line. Breathe in, nice flow of fresh qi flowing through the lungs. And out. Natural flow of breath. Do some little moves maybe to open up those channels through the neck, helping to clear the energy through to the mind, sweeping the mind clear. And then coming all the way back up to the top. Breathe it in, hands come to the top. And on the out breath, all the way. Left hand behind, right hand onto the knee. Keeping zipped up, shoulders down. Looking all the way around the corner. And then bringing the face just in line with that knee. And let's drop left ear to left shoulder. Let the jaw release. And right ear to right shoulder. And walking those fingers away on the left side. Little tiny moves, micro moves. Feel any tension just melting away. Use the breath to bring in that beautiful fresh qi on the in-breath and on the out-breath to allow things to just soften that little bit more. Letting go, curling the fingers, the middle. And then back up to the top. Breathe it in. And on the out breath, back down. Beautiful. We're going to go to standing now. So we're going to bring ourselves all the way up onto hands and knees. And slowly bring ourselves into a forward fold, feet under the hips. Use the belly muscles to support the spine. Just let it all hang out. So keeping the knees nice and soft and the chin to the chest. Slowly roll it up vertebrae by vertebrae all the way up to the top. And then letting the crown of the head come up to the top. All right. Let's start with some Do in here. We're going to use a clawing action to claw into the ribs. So pulling out any turbid qi, shifting any stagnancy around the lungs, the chest, So just working your way around the whole of the rib cage, just clawing out. Natural breath, breathing in through the nose, out through the nose. Knees underneath the hips and over the ankles. And then bringing the tips of the fingers and the thumb together, we're going to tap all the way up the sternum with what we call the bird's beak. Tapping all the way up the sternum. Into that soft area underneath the collarbone here. So there's a point just where the collarbone and the ribs join. It's a kidney point in meridian lines. This is where all the yin joins to the yang, so we can give ourselves a real qi shot here. Boost in vitality. And then letting that drop down, shake it out. Making a soft fist so the thumb's on the outside. And the action's going to come here from the wrist, so making sure that that shoulder's nice and soft. Just tapping into the chest area here. So, opening up the lung channel. We're going to follow the line of the lung channel, so it comes all the way over the shoulder and down the inside of the arm, the inside, all the way to that elbow crease. Keep tapping, so bringing vitality to the skin, over to the tip of the thumb, and then when we get to the thumb, we're going to come over to the pointy finger and go up the yang of the arm now, the large intestine, which is the yang meridian coupled with the lung, all the way up the outside of the arm now, over the top, and then bring it over the top with a bit of Tarzan, and then opposite side. Down the lung meridian, the yin of the arm, into the elbow crease, to the tip of the thumb, over to the pointy finger, and following the yang line all the way up the top. And shake that out. Just feeling that energy circulating through the body. Should feel a little like tingling as the energies come to the surface. And we're going to do a beautiful release now that helps clear tightness and stagnation in the lungs. We're going to bring the thumbs together, the fingers together, sorry, thread the fingers. We take a big breath in, bring the hands to the chest, keep the shoulders down, elbows apart. And on the out breath, we push away. Now tuck the tail under a tiny little bit, keep the knees soft, chin to the chest. Breathe it out, open up the mid-back. On the in-breath, the palms come to the sky, all the way up to the top. And on the out-breath, we're going to release the hands and the elbows come to the lungs, to the ribs with a big exhale. And again, big breath in. And breath out. Release it out the mid-back. Pull the stomach to the spine, round the back. Big breath in up to the top. Fill the lungs. And on the out breath, release it. Elbows into the ribs. And again, big breath in. I'll turn to the side to show you the movement from the side. Big breath out. So tuck the tail under, round the back. Breathe it out. Big breath into the top. And on the out breath, let's do one more. Breathe it in. And out. Breathe it in. And release. Breathing out through the mouth. And release. Shake it out. All right, I'm going to show you Eagle folds his wings now. It's a beautiful routine. I'm just going to demonstrate and then you can join in. So feet underneath the hips, knees are soft. We're going to take a little sink through the knees, and again I've always got my tail slightly tucked under, helps me lift up through the front of the body. So a small sink as I gather the chi with the palms all the way up to the top, rise up. So straighten up a little through the knees there. Top of the in-breath, and then on the out-breath, we'll take the energy down through the body and I sink again through the knees, tuck the tail. Breathe it in, and the backs of the hands come to the kidneys. So the palms facing out. Breathe it in here, lift up through the front body, a little bit of a back bend if you want. And on the out breath, I'm going to bend from the hip crease, leading with the crown of the head to a forward horizontal to the floor, fold here, knees still soft, zip it up through the belly. Breathe it in here. And then on the out breath, the chin tucks to the chest and the hands come all the way up and over on the out breath. Take it as low as you want, bend the knees. Keep the chin tucked as we breathe in and slowly roll up to the top. Now if the shoulders are feeling a little bit delicate or we've got an injury there, I'll show you what you can do as an alternative. Breathe it in, breathe it out. Hands can stay to the sides of the body, chin to the chest, and we just roll down. And we might even want to just roll to here. You might not want to roll all the way down, particularly if you've got a high blood pressure or heart condition. Or you can roll it all the way down to the bottom. Keep the knees soft and then push through the feet as we roll back up to the top. All right, join in with me, whichever version you want to do. So breathing it in and breathe it out. Sinking the chi. Sinking it into the belly. Breathe it in. Open up the front of the body. Press the backs of the hands into the lower back if we want to do a little bit of a back bend. And on the out breath, horizontal to the ground. Use those belly muscles to support the back. Big breath in here. Fill the lungs. And on the out breath, chin to chest. Roll it all the way down. Out breath, press through the feet as we gather the chi, drawing that energy up from the earth all the way back up into the belly with that in breath. And keep the flow. Breathe it in and out. Breathing it in. And release. Use the feet pressing into the ground to roll ourselves all the way up to the top. Breathe it in and out. I'll do another version without the shoulder roll to remind you of that one, otherwise just continue with the shoulder roll with the wings. Do one more, breathing in and out. Hands to the back, breathing in and out. Breathing in and out. And pressing in, drawing that chi back up. Let's hold here, bringing one hand on top of the other onto the lower belly. Just feeling that circulation of qi through the central channels of the body. We've been working here, and then it resonating all the way out through the whole of the body. Feeling the effects physically, emotionally, and that connection with our spirit internally, filling our cup with loving kindness to overflowing and out to the rest of the world. Let's finish with the gesture of Gassho. So bringing the hands wide, visualizing ourselves as one hand, the rest of the world, life, together we unite with deep love and respect. For ourselves